if any question there was about who's got more supporters on the stands of the Globe Arena, have a listen to that. So down Jens Progt. For the first backdrop, Nina Mikulek, Guntin Galvins looking for a long pass, which is not permitted. 2-on-2. Very good defensive work by Kasper Daugavins. The pass is short and flicked. Back sent back to the neutral zone. Here we go with the first change for the team in red. Back in front of the crease, promptly taken away by Mikael Redlis. Oskar Tsibulkis. Centralized, very well covered, therefore packed. Promptly recovered. A long pass, which is touched but not blocked. Martin Tsipolis back deep. Kasper Daugavins in control. Diagonal pass to no one. And Oskar Batulis sends it back where it was a few seconds ago. And again, Alex Emski. Edmonton Oles drives the puck forward. He's well kept on the outside. Very good physical worker name. Armand Bezins finds the way to control him so well, and does the same on the 40-year-old Petr Nedved, MVP. A couple of days ago, possession maintained. Thomas Moises. Look again to Alex Emski. First lap shot is a bit off the target. About 1 yard right from the right post. It was Alex Emski's. Go to 10th, a shoulder bump to keep the quick skating of Kobayas out from the crease and from the steal. And again, Kobayas, the torpedoes to Kamenogorsk forward. 21 years old. Sets a speed, some from behind in there. Thomas Moises leaves it in very good hands. Jakub Nakladal waiting for the change in the flight to be completed. Driving the puck up himself, kept and robbed. Back again, Nakladal. He dies very close to the replacement bench. That's not an interference, as part of the spectators probably would help Mikael Redlis. Redlis looking for a very good option and finding it very clever. Stopping shot by Mike Andrzej. Mike Andrzej and Sprooks representing the two different generations. Of Dynamo Minsk and Latvia. Dynamo Minsk next year for Andrzej actually one of the best prospects in now. Playing his offensive ice hockey with Hockey Club Riga, which is, simply put, it is a kind of junior club. To the only KHL entry from Latvia so far. It is D2D. Nemets, Andre Nemets finds good support outside. Petr Časlava. This is Petr Pruka. Again, not dressed for Adam 16. Ottawa 67's goaltender Petr Mrazek and big and tall defender Zdeněk Kutlak. Krejci, Boston Bruins Stars losing the puck in favor of a very cool and calm Latvian playmaker. You've seen there was no pressure, so why hurry up? Jakub Kova has touched all the puck, and there we go with another puck to be released from the linesman's hands. Jakub Kova of Czech Budějovice. Maybe one of the reasons why this lovely town's name is present on many flags. So no man on the board side of the white shirts. Puck goes to the corner. Petr Koka making a good work. All the team make their best effort to cover mid-ice and not allow quick transition either sides. Ales Emski shaking his hand, probably going to the bench, having a conversation with Petr Nedved, one of the cover stories of this World Championship, having his debut at 40 years of age after representing Canada at 1994 Olympic Games. But goes straight back, very nervous. Normally he's very calm and collected. You can really feel the tension. And Nedved's eyes. So now strong for checking, too dangerous to put bodies on the other side of the ice rink. Galvins and, as usually, relaxed Ted Nolan. Puck is back there again. All the teams mainly concentrated in not opening too much space. Puck is not controlled, therefore Miroslav Blatak has to skate back. The Salva Tulaev Ufa defenseman making good work to protect his own eyes, but not enough. There we go. This is the first scoring chance. Great skills, but very well shut down. Alex Emski. Not room enough for the Edmonton Oilers attacker. Czeslava making good control. Centering pass, lovely one, and very close to the score. Then we see why we had to keep this clash in high consideration just outside the pipe. Couple of inches too far, with the goaltender already stretching down to cover low ice. Again, look for the number 44 with the white sweater, keeping a bit far away from the harsh marks. So Novotny, Jiri Novotny, wide off the face-off area. The puck is want to heel them. You're allowed to push it back with your blade as long as the first contact is made with your twig. Czeslava. And Kasper, Lucas Kasper waiting on the left. He's the target of this short, sharp pass. Jakub Petruzalek. Petruzalek finds himself feet, and the puck is there for this sludge. The Oskar Bartulis behind the net. Again, Petruzalek. Petruzalek puts a mid-air behind the net. Bartulis. It's very hard for both the teams to manufacture good scoring chances. Can we call it defensive attitude? Probably yes. You see both the teams looking around for options, but not at any cost. If any cost means the danger of being caught off the guard, so shaking hands on both sides, and it may sound rude, but sometimes the coaches say, let's play frustrating hockey. What doesn't mean that you have to get the opponents nervous, take them away from the game. You hear that spectators are not chanting anymore. That's a reflection of what happens in the players' head sometimes. Coaches are not shy to apply a kind of maybe a little bit of boring game at the beginning, but I don't expect much of this throughout the whole tournament. Plekanec, the Montreal Canadiens star, and his powerful line. Mina Mikalet, Thomas Plekanec, captain, and Canadiens, fire gun, and Mikael Frolik lining up. They switch position on the circle, so Plekanec is waved off, and you get nervous sometimes. All your best strategies may go belly up, and you can really feel the tension on both sides. So it's Moises picking up the puck. Very well checked. 7 players on the same couple of yards. Burkhardt, and there we go for a face-off. And again, Ted Nolan's game plan is really, really visible. Let's get them nervous. Let's take the puck away from them. Let's take the crowd out of the game as well. Janis Prutt. Slap shot again from the blue line to no avail. Jakub Nakladal. Backhand pass, opening up wide. He gives and receives Nedved. Nedved finds the skate of his progressing teammate. And back again, no one goes up to forecheck so hard. David Krejci. Forward helping out defense as usual, as he does with the Boston Bruins. Back in front of the crease, juggles in a dangerous and unwanted way. So Mika Redley picks it up, send it to the corner. Fresh legs and fresh brains on the ice. Also Nedved heading to the bench. Now here Maydin is tied in. He's not skating. Forrest was skating for the puck. Mikael Vondka. Chaslava kneeling down, skating back and kneeling down to cover the ice. He does it so well, and that's Kaspar Saulietis. Saulietis in front of the slot. So Oskar Tsibuts is set to adjust the puck in the high slot. Delayed penalty. Is it toll from that shift? Yes, no score. But a one-man advantage for a couple of minutes. Danny Corman, very safe and clear, sending Andre Nemets to take a breather. Now let's check on the slow motion. Oh yeah. There might have been a contact with the upper part with the head, but seems like interference. Ah no, that's worse, the high sticking. So there are 2 infringement. Very interesting decision by the referees. So there was, yeah, that's why the referee's decision and the pictures did not correspond exactly. Anyway, the result is the same. have a look to the attacking team covering well the both sides. There we go. There must be an event. Yeah, now they changed. It is officially changed. Oh, it's okay. Puck is won by the defending team. Backhanded dump. Oscar Batulis. Martin Tsipulis. Batulis again. Deflected shot. Batulis receiving and giving back. Again, a long pass on the blue line. Martin Tsipulis, the target is easily found. Now there is hard work for a better attempt to the net. This is a very long penalty. Three minutes left. And again, Georgi Pujak's attempt again, so he can't manage to keep the puck in. Pujak skating back. And Tsibulis is going to protect the slot. Precious seconds. Very good team effort. Milan Mikalek takes the hit. Happy to lose seconds. Penalty killing, sometimes you say players freezing the puck, knowing that a big bump is coming. That's a price you pay if you want to spend extra seconds. Puck jumping out the pads and going straight to the other side for quick transition. 2 minutes left. Attacking team having a couple of position switches. Number 26 position for a slap shot. Very well read by the defense. So Chris Yanis red list, one of the 3 red lists on the team list. Sharp pass, deflected again. Many deflected passes and shots. And again, precious seconds gone. 8 minutes to the end of the opening period. 1 minute left in the penalty time. Wow. An aerial dump. It's not exactly what you expect to see from a power play unit. Anyway, when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, and when you have to face teams like that, you cannot think too much about style. It's not a matter of style. You cannot even afford to concede short-handed. Opportunities. Back thrown away, very far away. 37 seconds. Again, Tsipulis and Oscar Batulis in. Very good entrance in defensive area, but the puck is touched and deflected. Crucial fact is to maintain the puck into the attack zone. Oscar Batulis, Daugavins, 11 seconds, time to shoot. Very close from the left side of the attacking team. And there we go. There's work again for the officials. The shooting lane was kept clean. And that's the post. supposed to hit from the outside, denies the opening score. Oh, very close, nearly in touch with the referee. So he calls the colleague there. He wants positions and discipline to be maintained. It's a classic in front of the ref. You keep discipline on the back. Sometimes you try to scratch a couple of inches. Face-off area is not so clean in the mid-ice as it is in the big circles. Moises wants to skate probably. Finds no free option, so the best option is to load the gun. The shot straight. Brilliant PK effort to resist. 4 minutes. 5 on 4. None of the teams for checking hard. There we see. The only man of the attacking team going behind the opponent's net is the one in possession of the puck. Now there's a hug, another friendly one. It was just to rescue, or simply to protect the goaltender. Nothing really happened. Very good aerial view. Quick stretch by IIHF. Goaltenders of this level, they make it look so easy. It's a very wide use of the checker line by Ted Nolan. We're seeing much ice by Kobayas and Yuri Stals. There he goes, talking to his fourth liner. The game is pretty slow, but despite that, it is really appealing because strategies are so interesting. Petr Nedved going down facing Janis Sprut. Everything passing through mid-ice gets slowed down by both the teams. So the empty scoreboard now is to be credited to a very good mid-ice covering, not by any thinking, to a lack of offensive skills. Look, very good defense. First man checks, the second man hits. Turning around, Lucas Kaspar. So much ice and so much skating by Petr Nedved. Moises. Very physical defense to say the least. Petruzalek making pressure, closing down the intent of a powerful slap shot. Again, Kasper Lucas going back. Moises taking space on the left side to receive from Nemetz. Is he going to be the target? No, no, no. The puck goes straight there. Puck flicked mid-air to the goaltender. Chased very well. Therefore, Jiri Novotny makes sure that IIHF has no chance to play the puck. Territorial game plan means let's go. If we're not sure, don't take any risk. Let's go for an offensive face-off. There we go for the second one. Many stoppages. So often the ref has to blow his whistle. Again, both sides unattended by the Reds. A very good strategy, but they need the puck to use it. Again, Novotny, quick possession, he spins around, sends the puck up, it loops, bounces. Petr Zalik making a physical work and a steal and a pass and an assist. Czeslava again behind the net, finding a very sharp target in Mina Michalik. Czeslava from the face-off circle, the puck going straight to the neutral zone to come back so soon. More than hoped and expected, Krzysztof Sosnieks. Good idea and pass by the third liner. Moises, soft touch, nice pass, lovely skills. A one-timer pass, a couple of one-time pass. Puck's thrown in the neutral zone. Again the target is Milan Michalik. Now there is work and physical work indeed for Thomas Plekanec. Again the Montreal Canadiens star behind the net. He puts it to the crease. There's traffic. Oh yes. What a commitment by Kasper Saulietis. The puck is dislodged. Strong hit. A one-on-one easily won by David Krejci. Bruins attacksman has to skate back. Both the teams are not shy to slow down the pace. Both the squads, they look to establish themselves on the other side of the building. But none of them is prone to play a high-risk strategy. Absolutely not. So losing the balance, grinding hard, David Krejci. Does it come out wide with the puck? Yes, it is. The puck is flicked up. Stopped on the blue line. Lovely keeping by Miroslav Latak. He remains there now. He doesn't control the puck well. Small mistake after a powerful effort. Less than 2 minutes left in the opening period. Skating quick, locating the option. Not many available. So the result is a dump. Again, it's not a lack of fantasy, just a powerful covering work on me dice that smothers down the majority of the attacking patterns on both sides. Going to Galvins. Galvins, again, a stretch pass. The puck is deflected on the netting, therefore the ref blows once more. I've lost the count of the stoppages. This is to call it a physical defense, it is an understatement. Probably it was very, very close to what we might call cross-checking action. Puck is thrown in the corner. Again, Jakub Kova, the CSKA Budehovic goaltender. Showing the world that you may play in the Extraliga, being a valuable option, even in the roster full of KHLs and NHLs. Alexemski going straight to the net for a deflection or for a screening. Is there any infringement there? The ref says no. Alexemski thinks there might be an interference. Just try left from the left side, a left powerful slap shot Let's get closer to see if really Alex Emski has been prevented to taking the space in front of the crease legally. Half a minute and a couple of seconds left in the opening period. Another board battle. Yes, you're not allowed to do that. And again, there is work for the special teams. Cross-checking. Batulis. Oscar Batulis using the stick. To check along the board. Let's have a look. Refs are very strict on that. It is from behind. The ref talking to Plekanec and Sproots again. Puck is released. This is a neat win to the short-handed team. You never want to get penalties. That's very easy to understand. But if you have them separated by a 10-minute stop, you got a bit of extra time to organize, heavy rest, prepare your special unit, and this is what Ted Nolan will do in the next 10 or 12 minutes. So back in a while for the second period. Bye. Should they go forward, sky will be the limit, and only that because they got a wealth of talent in every possible department. But the second period opens up with 90 seconds of power play left to kill or to be taken advantage of, according to the point of view. A diagonal pass, and a quick answer by Gunther Galvings. Novotny. Center ice again, Yuri Novotny. There we got Edgar Mazatskis, maybe in the net. Looks like there's been a change. And again, the place of the battle is mid-ice. You see the puck reaches the D zones, but just to remain a little while. And then that's where the game gets tough. Petr Nedved. Very good outside speed. But that's all the defending team allowed in now. Lukas Krajcek. Dynamo Minsk D-men. Blatak. Novotny. Backhand pass. Very good covering. 5 red jumpers protecting their own ice. Very smart clearance up on the plexiglass. Practically impossible to stop. Nedved. Velvet backhand pass. Blatak, a one-time. Puck deflected by the goaltender. Not even 2 minutes into the second period. Alex Emski. As we said, he's the K-man when it comes down to very tight defenses to beat Plekanec's line, sitting on the bench. And so there's work for Yuri Novotny's line. A mix between the 4 checkers and the second line there. So Petr Chaslava from the second line and 3-4 checkers in. The graphic reminds us he's one of the 8 KHLers. So 30 seconds of glory and a good souvenir to this nice gentleman on the stands. Very quick and speed. Skating again. Czeslava loses his man for a little while. One D-man for each post. That's what goaltenders and coaches want. Teams are back at full strength. But skating at full strength is not allowed. Lucas Kaspar quickly closed down. Central ice locked. Both sides. Czeslava. Puck is thrown high up in the air, up to the netting. Well, you can't be very creative. I'm 100% sure that Adam Czech wanted a bit more by this line. Sorry. Moises. Blekanets. Krajicek, stretch pass. Yes, net minding for Latvia, Edgar Mazalkis. Yes, we had a kind of doubt that a change may have been done. It's a bit of a conversation, another friendly one, but nothing happens really. Clean win again for the defending team. Blekanets. Pakistan forward, make a frolic. Puck is brought forward, but lost again. This time a quick transition. Let's see if something changes in the mid-ice. Shutting down strategies. That's a score. Very good game plan by Ten Nolan. Not surprising that the Ontario-born coach has found the proper way to do that. Forcing on the left side, having the free man picking the loose puck on the other side. And it is very, very hard to defend the Basings coming from the left, from the forgotten side, taping in. I put in Latvia one goal ahead. Krejci losing the puck. Kind of all-star game number. And a serious offensive attempt promptly shut down. But Petr Pruka covering back. And the goaltender putting pads and waffle to cover a puck which was too close to the goaltender to be flicked up. Czeslava. A wrister which is probably is being deflected up to the netting. Let's see that again. Basing coming from the left side. Very good positional play. Puck thrown behind the net to the other side, promptly picked up and sent to the crease. perfect covering defense by the Czechs. Now many options left. Daugavins skates back this time a bit more relaxed, while Hemsky again shaking his head in disappointment. Ted Nolan, former NHL coach of the year, seemed to be leaving the feedback and adjustment to his assistants, Sergei Naumovs, Viktor Ignatievs, and Artis Abuls. 3 Latvian. Good choice by Ted Nolan to rely on the local knowledge of 3 assistant coach, while many other coaches prefer to have their own assistants traveling with them. Glove catch, very good. Very good use of the left glove by Jakub Kova. So both the goaltenders in the ice now. Okay, are playing in Europe. One KHL and one from the Extraliga. So no NHL goaltender now. Very quick, cheap and chase. Lucas Kasparov putting his body into the shooting lane now, getting the puck back. Very good work by Reds number 22. Nice work by the Boris Astana attackman. Lucas Krajcek getting in control of a puck. Kaspar Oscar Batulis. No red for checking. Andriy Nemets. Well, we see that Latvians start sending up one man. Very prudent and wit change of strategy. It takes a lot of skills to get through the defenseman and put the puck in front. Thomas Plekanec got plenty of that. Again, it is Plekanec and Frlik. Czeslava, a board battle. The puck comes out painty red. Milan Mikalek, Mikale Blatak finds a very good spot. He finds a free man on the blue line. No room allowed. So lovely defense by Jakub Nakladal, skating back. There we go with the offensive attempt, promptly shut down. Pruka and Tenkrat. And no way for a disappointed Thomas Moises. The TPS Turco defenseman and then we go what we can easily term a bang-bang score. Back in the crease, chasing, and no way for the back-checking effort by Montreal Canadiens to play Canet. So Ted Nolan looking confident, Nolly breathing necessary to understand that he's asking to persevere. He may be changing strategy again. So none of the two teams want to be caught with a couple of men too far away from their own eyes. They rely on 1-2-2 strategy most of the time. Is it just a pushing and showing? I see no punches thrown. The conversation should finish there. Yeah, Gavin's pushed away from the goaltender. And he comes back and states his disapproval. And then a couple of players coming to the rescue of a teammate. But up to the referees to see if this is roughing, or maybe a couple of punches. Yes. From this close-up, looked like a couple of punches have been blown. So it's Petr Pruka out for 4 minutes. So it's a 4-on-4 ice hockey for 2 minutes. Who's getting advantage out of this? Theoretically the more skilled team, but anything is well open. Big sign of trust having the 40 years old Nedved in the ice for the first special unit. There we go, with the former Canadian Olympic making the first attempt again in his team. A precious offensive face-off to the right side on Mazalkes. Good skating from the outside, not much pressure, so he can stop skating. So Czeslava, position board side. Nedved stays in again. Nedved in for a long shift, trying to combine with Aleksemski. Good defense by Czeslava. Nemec flicks the puck up on the plexiglass. Puck sent back on the crease. Time for Aleksemski to help the defense. The puck is lost, dangerous turnover. And a defensive face-off out of a puck that could have led to something worse than that. Both the teams have very quick defensemen, so there's no need to play with 3 forwards, as some coaches do sometimes. Good puck circulation, space opening up, very close to the second score. 45 seconds left in the period. A fake dummy, puck in the crease, that's a score. Here comes the equalizer. Latvia 1, Czech Republic 1. And again it is Mikhail Michalek. Fake dummy that keeps the defender committed in the shooting lane. The first defenseman obliged to stay on a line of a possible shot, consequently opening up the space. And Milan Michalek, former San Jose older brother of Pittsburgh Spinek. Coming off a bad knee injury in 2003 for the ones of you that follows the National Hockey League. When he spent all the lockout playing nowhere, just recovering. On a more cheerful note, you may remember his hat-trick. Versus Tampa Bay in 2009. Aboard battle, back probably stationary there. Not a very good defense on number 83, Alexemsky, who comes up and skates freely. Now finding a position on the right side, on the left side, right. He's righty, he stays often on this left side. That opens up the space for a shot a little bit. It's very dangerous to defend against off wingers. There we go, Hemsky putting a velvet puck close to the hash marks. Time to clear, teams are full strength. Back in the corner to pick up a puck which is not to be played immediately. It has to pass through the referee's hands. Mazalkis, lovely response to the first attempt. Not time enough to reposition. Alexemsky, nearly 600 matches in NHL. The right winger, former Pardubice, now with Edmonton Oilers. Danny Koolman has something to say to the bench. That gives the player an extra dozen seconds. Communication for a puck that probably in the plan would go to Blatak. Here we go, Blatak. Puck jumps up high. Captain. Good work by Nedved to keep the puck in, but just for a while. A few seconds later, we find the piece of gum on the other side. On the surface, and Bartulis doesn't go to the replacement bench. How long have you been playing, Petr Nedved, tonight? We check the numbers. During the stop, he's in for the face-off again. He wins that clearly. You see that the two defensemen of the Czechs, they switch position. We had Blatak on the left side, but now the face-off's on the other side to the left of Mazalkis. So they swap position in order to have a better playmaking set and not to be forgotten the chance to have more ice for a slap shot from the blue line. Puck's thrown away to give probably time for a change on the line. Moses waiting on the other side of the ice. He's not the target of the pass. The idea is of a more offensive kind. Here we go, Moses covering very well. Jiri Novotny to the left, and again, oh yes, this is a lovely, lovely chain of passes. Nemeth with Chaslav on his right side. Well, there's a trouble. Mazalkis down on the ice. Let's go and see what happens. Is that a skate on the hand? Probably yes. Probably yes. Or a Bertosian. It could be either things. We only hope that nothing serious happened. We wish all the best. To the Ugra County Mansisk netminder. He stands up and it really looks like there's no need to replace him with Marit Futures. Danny Kurman explaining the netminder that probably explaining that there was no intent in that. It was just the drive. D to D twice. Bartulis. The pack is dead. Jakub Kova stops it and leaves it. Moises. Moises in again. An offensive attempt by Thomas Plekanec. No room allowed to the Montreal Canadiens forward. Michalek. Puck is kept in, looks like a power play. What comes out of that? Nothing more than a scuffle. This is a sure minor for roughing. Again, work for Danny Corman and their colleagues to take their contenders out of the discussion zone. We don't see much of that at the World Championship. It is Plekanec's very bad thing, because you have your captain losing control for a little while. So it is a 4-on-4 situation again. Plekanec's on one side, out the equation for some decisive minutes, and Sauliet is that only that? Only two players going to take a seat? Probably yes. Let's see what happened. The sharp deflection not angled enough by Frolik. The second whack by Plekanec. Absolutely not appreciated by Oscar Bartulis. The puck was stationary in his opinion. Now this is a classic that normally brings to a kind of disagreement. The second whack on a glove. So Nedved and Sprooks. Nedved working as having a conversation as a captain, while the captain of the Czechs is on the same beam for a while. And then we get back with time machine back a couple of minutes to see what happened there. Yeah, the second whack was there. That was not that late anyway. Latvians are very quick to come to the rescue of their goaltender. Seven and a half minutes left in the second period, and 2 minutes of 4-on-4 hockey to be played at the Globe Arena. Cycling and shooting right from the start, and Nemski in for the special team duties again and once more. We've seen so often. And Mosaic is committed again. Blatak. Referee waves off the face-off men for the Czechs. It's the first attack after the puck's been dropped. Is a white one. A puck deflected, leaving the space and giving the opportunity, and a second one for the Latvians. So again, from the big circle, Gavis again, how close. The puck is flicked up again, but Blatter comes to prevent. A double scoring chance. The puck traveling throughout the crease all across. A decisive puck drop, which is a neat win for the Reds. They want no further risks. They send it there to the corner, Milan Mikalik. 5 players in a couple of yards space. Cibulskis, 50 seconds left in penalty time. Krajcek skating around. The kind of penalty killing attitude more than an offensive one. The Czechs probably asked by the bench to keep a very strict composure. This is an offside call probably. And again, there is an unfriendly discussion involving Frolik and Kasper Daugavins. This time nothing happens, so the only work for the referees is to separate the contenders. Now it seems like they have to say something to the bench. Very good habit, go and give an explanation to the coach. You may be familiar to this picture, the coach asking, hopefully politely, what happened, why a decision is being taken, but most of the times why the decision has not been taken. It's a 2-on-3 situation with a very well positioned Martin Sipol is Ginch Major, I'm sorry, in front of the crease. 5 minutes left in the second period, and the Czechs are really struggling. With the Latvian team showing great composure. There's no doubt that there is more talent in the red sweaters than in the white ones, but composure probably is the K word. While Danny Kuhlman talking to the speakers again, too many players on the ice. Let's wait for a wide picture. On the wide picture will tell us what happened. Sounds more like an illegal change, and we see Danny Corman giving no further explanation, so it's Andre Nemeth going to take a seat. It's classic finals or playoff hockey. Normally when players get nervous and shifts are quick and complicated, especially in the second period. Benches are fast, so sometimes you force the change. Mazalki is diving down to gain extra seconds. 90 seconds left in penalty time. And 4.5 minutes left in the middle period. Blatak misses the touch with the puck, and so Spruts having the puck circulating again. Arista now respected Arista by going to Galvins from the blue line, no way. Puck kept in, penalty time down to 1 minute and 5 seconds. Physical work, referee esteems it was legal. Spruts again, Galvins relocates in center ice, switching position with Kennings. A lost puck and a short-handed attack that may change a few things. Losing the sight of the puck this time was probably Bukart. "11 seconds left with Andre Nemeth in the same bin. Puck circulating, a cycling shift and a slap shot, a one-timer of the target. A couple of yards far away from the glove side post of Jakub Kovas. Physical defense, but the puck remains close to the crease. Teams at full strength. And a backhanded Sirokovs finds no passing lane. 12 seconds per shots on goal. 12 and 13. 12 Czech Republic, 13 Latvia. Close numbers. And close game. If you like tactics and tension, this is your game. If you hope for cute plays, I think this is not the good one. This is a high-sticking call, so everything happened, everything is decisive. See how quickly things might change. Whoa, what a tension. A baseball attempt. And again, it is the Swiss referee indicating very clearly so again there is a face-off specialist waved off, and it is board side where the physical contact gets illegal. Plekanec's back into the ice for the closing minutes, so many stoppages in the second half, so you may expect both teams' best men to get in charge of this closing minutes of middle period. Puck is kept in pretty well. Travels behind the net all the way around. Watch out for a 2-on-2 situation. Good back checking by Yanis Prukt. Good defense from the inside to the outside. Same we can say of the quality of this pass that permits to create a scoring chance there. Again, there is a nice sticking call. The two high sticking calls separated just by 1 minute and 10 seconds. It is Alex Emski. Yeah, who is trying to rotate his upper body in order to skate to the crease and get rid of the defenseman. He's got caught in the act of making contact with the defenseman head. So again, it is 2 minutes and a bit of ice on the jaw for the Latvian second liner. Again, a clean win from the face-off area for Latvia. 1 minute left in the period, 2 minutes left in the middle time. So the third period will start again with a special team situation. Again, Yakubkova prevents the scoreboard to change numbers, and a precious clearing. There is time for another attempt by the Baltics. Offside, not a good one. Everything is stretched to the limit, so long passes on the blue line are not safe, you don't have space to avoid mistakes all the time. So 24 seconds and time for Mikalis Redlis to look for penetration, which doesn't come. 12 seconds, so the white men know that they have time to attack, but not to receive an answer by the defending team. Well, the scoreboard is not to be touched in the closing seconds of the second period. Back for more in about 10 minutes. Sending the puck away. Georgi Pujaks. Kasper Daugavins. The puck is not kept in. It travels very quick. Clean eyes. See the puck traveling faster. Czeslava again, good keeping. Oscar Batulis. Teams back at full strength. 5-on-5. Deflected pass, one of the many we've seen. Probably an interference push from the back. David Krejci doesn't lose any time to stop and complain. And rightly so. So 1-on-1. A deflection and a dangerous one indeed. There we go. And the linesman indicates the exact spot on the right side of Mazalkis, where the puck will be dropped in a few seconds. So Oscar Bartulis received the puck on his back. He was dutifully taking care of the attackman. You don't have to look at the puck all the time. Again, a change in the face-off circle. With off this time, this Armand Bezins. Here we go, Michaelis Redlis. Michaelis Redlis lining up with Mixing Joseph and Janis Sprukt. Mazalkis stopping the puck for the second time, not even a couple minutes into the third period, and Peter Tenkrat working hard. Great grinder. This time tries to beat the defenseman on the out, slapping on his outside. Very good glove catch. So Indros Redlis and Sprukt combining for a very good first line attack. Sprukt did his debut as an 18 years old at 2000 World Championship, one-time captain, 9 editions played, so 50 games, a wealth of experience. But Indros is 21 years old. At his first World Cup this year, with a very good start, 3 goals, 5 points in 3 games. Good defensive contribution as well. Back at center ice. Long pass. Not completed. Miles and miles of quick skating by Milan Michalek, the Ottawa Senators. Heavy forward, 100 kilos, traveling so fast, making pressures, creating chances, battling along the board. Very strong shoulder work, taking the puck off the boards when the thing comes. Physical and complicated from behind the net. Petruzalek. And Krejci. Looking for a quick pass who doesn't come. A reverse stick to open up the place and the space. Galvins sends the puck deep and waits there. Good positional play. He knew the puck was coming that way. Sirokov's dispossessed. Nedved looking for Tenkrat on the blue line. Someone behind the net. Moises. Krajcek. Nedved coming quick from behind the net for a puck which is touched but not stopped. Bukarts. Bartulis. The puck takes a long trip to the other side. Blatak. Good pass to Miroslav Blatak. Now a diagonal dump, making his body, his heavy body felt. Petr Tenkrat is 80 kilos, working very well along the board. all tournament long. Scanning around, taking information about the position of his teammates, and then getting a strong hit. Georgios Pujaks. Very strong and quick start by both sides. A stick deflection by Jakub Kovar. And then we go for a stoppage after 1 minute of electric pace. Moises coming from behind the pack, looping up. Mozakis covering the ice pretty well. Very good work from the Latvians to keep the opponents aggressively outside. Skate control. And a good pass again by Michalek. Moises doesn't get all of the puck. Now he does. Dispossessed by very good work by fourth liner Kobayas. Very effective. The torpedo Kameno goes forward. He's doing very well, completing different lines. Working hard on the corners. Now he came from behind to steal a puck. Very good. There we go for a face-off. And David Krejci looking unhappy, slightly disappointed of finding the way to the score. So hard and complicated. Brilliant move. A lovely attack by Mix Indrazis. Mix Indrazis, he plays in MHL, the junior hockey of KHL, very simply and roughly put. Good attack on the outside, so a left stick skating on the right side, playing on the offside. You may be limited over the board, but you got advantages and disadvantages on playing that position. When you're righty and you attack from the left, you have more space to look for in the net. It is a 1-on-2, so better skate back in circles, waiting for support. It doesn't count in this case. Looking to beat the opponent on the inside, Kasper Daugavins. Now chasing the puck, making pressure, Martin Tsibulis. No adventurous forechecking by either teams yet. 7 minutes already gone. Where have they gone so quick? More than 7 minutes gone in the opening period. They did literally fly away. Sure, the coaches have been talking about discipline. And there we go with the highlights of the first 47 minutes of play. And then we had the scuffle that led to a double penalty, a minor penalty each side. Ted Nolan very smart on details. The recently appointed coach giving an outstanding and credited contribution to the small and proud Baltic country. Still on the ice, Nedved. Are we really sure he's 40 years old? Normally at that age, if you're still in the ice, you rely on experience. He does everything, he's everywhere. Look out for the number 93, appearing from behind in that spirited performance. You really have to rethink the concept of age when you see players like that. Czech Republic has a long tradition of longevity when it comes down with legendary forwards, and of course it is Jaromir Jagr popping up to mind. Petr Nedved going to take a breather, I guess. No surprise he had such an impact on the team overall, but mainly on the young players. Puck is left forward. There is a last stick there. Was missing that. Normally it is a defenseman more likely to lose the stick. Nice pass, spinning around, turning around, producing that great scoring chance. And now, discussion-wise, we get back where we were again in the rescue of the goaltender Novotny, making an attempt, stretching down. Probably a challenging again the knee that might have been spread in the previous period. Jiří Novotny line taking a breather, and Plekanec coming down, probably sharing the leadership duties with Nedved and Čáslav. A puck which is controlled by Mikael Frolik, one of the most exciting prospects of the Northern American Hockey League. As the Chicago Blackhawks, not a gathering along the board, but it is the Latvian coming out with the puck from the board battle. There we go, Čáslav, two teammates colliding in the region of the hash marks. Blatak pushing forward, turning around, physically challenged Gultin Gavins. Shot is off the target, but Ronan Kennings is in full control of the puck. Moises bumps and steals. Not just bump and crash, but bump, keeping his eyes on the puck. From the high slot, very smart to give indication he was going to wrap around and then stop and restart. Brilliant move. Very brilliant move. Petr Pruka passing back and going to take a position to provide an option for coming out quickly from the defensive zone. Very good access in the defensive zone. Then the puck is not kept in. Back again. Looking around, head up. Petr Nedved. No, it's not Petr Nedved. That's Blatak. I'm sorry, my friends. Good pass on the blue line. This is Petr Nedved trying a daring drop pass, which provides a turnover. A bit adventurous, to say the least. A diagonal dump to the free corner. Andre Nemeth has to brake, to pull the brake to avoid pressure. Have a look, Nedved, and that's a score. Unbelievable, unbelievable. It's going to add to his profile. A legendary player. One goal, 2 assists. There is one number we don't see in the graphic. His age. And there is one story we don't see in the graphics. His story. A spectator suggested that it should be a book or a movie, and I completely agree. Petr Nedved taking the Czechs 1 goal ahead, 9 minutes, 10 seconds. Plekanec and Berzins battling for a puck, which goes to the Central European nation again. So again, it's been the old gun moving the scoreboard, trusting his teammate, knowing that the puck might be coming his way, reading the turnover very well, then moving from right to the left, flicking up the puck a little bit. No risk wanted, so the goaltender stops the puck. And again, we have to see Andrei Nemec. Very sharp vertical pass. And the old debutant makes his mark again after playing so many minutes and back-to-back games. Puck is along the board, and we have to credit Latvia for being in the game, now looking for quick redemption. Oskar Batulis digging and playing, grinding hard on the corner. Kaspar Saulietis. Oskar Tsibultzis. A bunch of hard work and dangerous turnover. Dangerous turnover. Nice work, Yanis Sprot. Covering up the mistake very well. Drafted by Florida Panthers, 8th round, to end up playing in the famous and tough Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. Then on to pro hockey with Rochester Americans, if memory serves. And then not much luck with the main Florida franchise anyway. A precious contribution to his nation. The first corner, the second one, completely different nature, but generating from the same spot. And there we go, Andrei Nemec putting that vertical. And the confidence by Petr Nedved, really feeling that the puck was going that way. Probably this statement will date me, but anytime you see scores like that, your mind cannot avoid to name Mr. Short-handed goal. This was not a short-handed goal, but when you see someone hitting so quickly and smartly to the opponent's net after reading the game, you cannot avoid to think about. Mr. Wayne Gretzky, again puck in mid-ice, control with the glove, but no fingers closed on it. Very good offensive attitude, Alexei Sirokov's. Kasper Daugavins goes and takes position in front of the crease after giving the puck far out. Today, the hyperactive Armand Berzins. Oh, the check is completed and the penalty is on. The puck was far away boarding. This is a boarding call. Again, Danny Coleman calling for a couple of minutes. Of rest to Arman Bezins, so the unit Minsk forward has to sit down. He has to take his 90 kilos in the most unwanted seat of the building. A heavy hit from behind with the puck already gone. Doctor having a check. There's always danger of concussion issues when it comes down to head clashes like that. Plekanec going for the face-off, board side. Nedved on the blue line, probably Czeslava and Krajcek. All your best strategies and position go belly up if you lose the puck. On the sequel, watch for a counter-attack. And the score, this is a score from the other legend, Thomas Plekanec of the Montreal Canadiens, putting 2 scores in between the 2 teams. Spectacular score, spectacular match. And again, big credit to the Latvian for the discipline, even in the exact moment we see that you cannot lose discipline for just 1 split second. There was probably an occasional collision, opening up a bit of space, centerized. But the capacity of Plekanec of shooting from the outside of the D-man, which was there. He was not alone to load the gun and use his marvelous left stick. He had a man in front, but he managed to move slightly to the left side to create space, a drop pass. Now let's get back to play-by-play. David Krejci. 6 minutes left in the period and in the game. Now Latvia feeling the urgency to produce something, namely an early score. Turning around, skipping away from the hit, Gunting Galvins. That goes to the corner, Moises there. An area clearance, oh, that's what we call class, and the shot is off the target. Petr Tenkra doesn't find the net. But we've seen stick dexterity at its best, and now, shall we expect more of this? Good defensive work, the puck is deflected, it loops up. So the ref blows his whistle again. It is face-off time. Let's watch it from the close-up again. The slight movement from the right to the left, moving the puck quickly outside the frame of a careful and present Kristaps Sotnieks, but nothing left to do for the Dinamo Riga defenseman. So beating the man on the outside is a fine art that Thomas Plekanec knows so well. Diagonal pass. Good puck circulation. Back to the blue line. Switching position, crisscrossing to create the space. Oscar Batulis in possession, out the puck. A backhand move by Georgi Pujaks. An aerial pass, excuse me, an aerial dump to the empty corner. An icing call, but enough to give the defending team a breather, and the ref has something to say. Again, this time it is not a penalty call, it's just a... Sorry, I was in the middle, probably. Frolik. Facing up Alexei Sirokov's. Board side uncovered by both the teams. Frolik. Nemec. Czeslava. Let's see if the Czechs play a conservative game. They got something to do in the next days, don't they? Latvia very good so far in the game and in the tournament. 6 points on the table. Hemsky. Turning around. Park is in the neutral ice. Moises. Hitting hard. And again, a diagonal pass, looking for options. And finding a good one, which does not result in any score. This is a slashing call. This is a slashing call, attacking that way. Feeling confident, you make things happen. Beat a score, and this is a retaliation. Probably the hit from behind. That was a regular hit. And then a retaliation, which costs Oskar Cibulskis a minor penalty. You nice, but I wouldn't say cute, my friend, on the stand. So head coach Ted Nolan finds his resources reduced because being down 2 scores, 3.5 minutes left in the period. You try everything for an early score, then you can take the goalie off, you can try something to climb up the mountain, but this way really Latvians shoot themselves in the foot because they are really skating up ice. 2 scores to equalize in 3 minutes and 5 seconds now. Plekanec tried to the net, now chasing the puck, showing very good attitude. Let alone all the skills that we've seen so far. Nedved, good pass, flicked a little bit to jump over the defenseman's stick. The puck is blocked again. And again, there is a discussion. I don't think it is about literature. Now we see Plekanec looking for Nedved again. Nedved supplying the puck from the left side, then waiting. And playing what he sees, moving to the crease. 1 minute left in power play time, and 2.5 in this game number 32 of the preliminary round of the Stockholm group. Remarkable counter-attack will by Yanis Prukt. From a bad angle, a goal shot by Alex Hemsky. 25 seconds. Czeslava looking for the far post with a sharp wrister. Krajcek. Penalty time over. Plekanec. Again, the puck is deflected. Make no mistake, Ted Nolan will ask his players everything to try to reduce the score. Now he's probably waiting for the puck to travel to the other side of the surface in order to take the goalie off, try the extra man, try something. Again, the puck jumps. Was left shot, stop, and shot away. Martin Broderesque pass from Jakub Kova. Two men on the puck driver, 35 seconds left. Desperate attempt. Remarkable attitude by the Latvian. They found themselves 2 goal shorts and still they battle so hard. Have a look. What an arm wrestle on the boards. 16 seconds. The puck moves around. The two teams show a great commitment. Again, Nedved on the ice, battling so hard at the very last second of a hard-fought game. So the game is over. And for what my opinion is worth, I think both the teams had to celebrate. Sure, Ted Nolan has something else to think about. So it is time for us to think about the best man on the ice for both teams. I think number 93, Petr Nedved, on one side is a no-brainer. I think that Latvian spirit has been the MVP tonight. So I would go for Petr Nedved, no penalty, many minutes, commitment, a score. Brilliant reading of the game. What about the Latvians? Spruts. Grigori Pojaks. Agree. Very well deserved. No shortage of supporters for the Latvians as well. You hear from the stand, he's shaking his hand in disappointment. And who's the pick on the other side? Jakub Kova. It's okay, very well deserved again. My pick was the living legend Petr Nedved, but the best player of the game is the young Jakub Kova. Thanks a lot, friends, for being with us again. Check this schedule. Back for more tomorrow. Goodbye.